You know, it's just a theory. I can't say for sure, but I don't think the Devils and Rangers like each other. And Game 4, a decent indicator of that. Devils pulling off a pretty dominant victory with a score of 4-1. I don't know about you, but for me, the MVP for the Devils this game, Zach Parise. 2 goals and an assist for a team-high 3 points, so that's a pretty easy thing to say, but just look at his effort. Like, just look at what he does on the second goal.
Here's Parise, darts to an opening, passes in front, what a goal! Travis Zajac with a laser beam, 2-0 Devils.
If you want to know about the kind of impact a play like that has on the game, Michael Del Zotto played less than 12 minutes. He got 20 minutes or more of ice time in 9 consecutive games before Game 3, and in Game 3 he still played 18-15. But as we saw with Marian Gaborik, John Tortorella doesn't care. Benched. And speaking of John Tortorella, him and Pete DeBoer had some words. Michael Rupp did a thing, and the Devils didn't really like that thing. I'll just show you the clip.
Oh, now he might take another one. He took a swipe at Marty Brodeur.
Yeah, when the games are close, it doesn't allow itself to get into this. This is where DeBoer, you could see the two yelling at each other, and thankfully Glenn's got his mute button on. You got it.
Caption contest, what were the two coaches talking to each other about? My guess is they were arguing over who they thought was the best one of the Avengers. Given that Pete DeBoer's expression never really changes during the game, I'm going to go with Iron Man. And John Tortorella, Captain America? Or given the length of some of his press conferences these playoffs, maybe the Hulk. John, how did you feel about tonight's loss? Game bad! By the way, I figured out what reporters hate about Tortorella. It's not so much his short answers, it's the look he gives in between them. Like, one of you's got a question for me, come on. And then when someone finally starts asking a question, huh, what? Anyway, love John, very entertaining. Don't so much like his team's antics though, and I get Michael Rupp trying to light a fire under his team, and they did score a goal after that, but it's just cheap. What do you think? Because even though the Rangers are in the 3rd round and actually 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup final, they haven't exactly dominated in these playoffs. They went 7 games against 8th-seeded Ottawa and then 7 games against 7th-seeded Washington. And I'm not saying Ottawa or Washington stink, but that's not very common. And now if they're going to beat 6th-seeded New Jersey, it's going to take at least 6 games. LA, on the other hand, if they win Game 5, they win 12 of their first 14 playoff games, eliminating the number 1, 2, and 3 seed from the West. Speaking of which, Game 5 of that series is tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on CBC. Tune in, should be a good game, and we could see the first of 2 teams that are going to advance to the Stanley Cup final. And I feel like the playoffs just started.